Yo, what's up, chat? It's your boy Sugar again, and I'm back with another video. If you tune in right now, like the video, subscribe, and I really appreciate it. We on the road to drop 100 videos and get 100 subscribers, and I need everybody help. And I noticed like my channel pretty growing fast. So I really appreciate y'all. My goal is mainly to help out the next driver. So if you want to watch any channel, this is a channel to be on. Any questions or anything like that, I'm gonna keep it real with you, and just ask me. This video is gonna be about the difference between when I first started and between now. I'm closing in on a year at Stevens. October will be a full year. So I mean, I'll be able to tell y'all how it is then and how it is now. So let's start from the beginning. At the beginning, right after training and stuff like that, you're gonna be on your own for like 60 days, I believe. 60 or 90 days, you're gonna be on your own. So you gotta get used to being on that truck in these states alone. And you gotta, learn how to, I guess, be an adult. Like, it's not, super crazy and nothing like that, but I was able to, call people, or people call me, and I talked to some truck drivers out here, but not so much at the beginning, because I really was like, I don't know these people and stuff like that. Like, you got to kind of be a little cautious too, because that's how I was thinking. I'm like, man, I'm in the other states. I don't know how everybody is. Like, in Dallas and Texas or whatever, some people might be mean, some people might be nice and stuff like that. And I know everybody ain't too friendly. So at the beginning, I wasn't talking to many people, and I'm gonna say, yeah. And then at the beginning, okay, everything you do in training, and then 60 to 90 days. The only reason I'm saying 60 to 90 days because I don't know the exact, I forgot the exact how amount of days you gotta be on your own, or like in your probation period. I don't know if it's called probation period, but 60 to 90 days, that's like a important period where you got to get everything down pretty much. I mean, they ain't gonna harass you or nothing like that, but that's your solo period. What I was saying, I forgot what I was saying. I can't even go back in the video. I'm trying to see the beginning. Oh, at the beginning, when you're training, wherever Stevens have you do like trip plans, and you might feel like you're doing a lot when you're in training, and that's really to benefit you. The trip plan is for you can know ahead of time what route you're taking, where you might stop, and you don't get lost and stuff, out here. Because when you're on your own, them first 6 to 9 days, they still gonna have you trip plan, and that just to help you out. Once you get out that period, it's not you don't have the trip plan, but you better make sure you have somewhere to go at the end of the night, or when it's time to park that truck and stuff like that. Like, Stevens, they don't want you parking on the side of the highway or just on a random side of the road. Like, they want you at a secure location. So yeah, like that's part of the beginning. I would say also at the beginning, you're gonna take your time, you're gonna try to get the hang of it, and on like a dropping hook, try not to take longer than maybe an hour at these places, because the longer you take, the more you losing your time or whatever. And your time clock is pretty much how you make your money. Once you run out of hours, you ain't gonna be making no money, because now you got to do a 34. Or if you run 8 to 9 hours every day, you can get to the 8th, 9th day, and you'll be getting your time back, and you still be able to run off recap. So every day you'll be able to run, versus if you run heavy for 7 days or 6 days, and you run, I'll say 10 hours, at least 9-10 hours every day, then you're gonna run out of your clock fast, and then you're gonna have to take a 34, because you only got 4 hours left. You can't do nothing with just 4 hours. Like, if you go to a shipper with 4 hours left, they might take the whole 4 hours. Then it's like come on now. So just, you gotta learn how to manage your clock out here. That's like a big thing. If you want the money, manage your clock well. You can't just be running hard, super crazy every day. Like the goal is 500 miles a day. So if you can do that 500 miles and chill after that, that's perfect. Steven, that's what they, they want you to do, at least the 500 if you can. How can I say? At the beginning, you're going to ask a lot of questions. So I would say any questions you have, you can always ask your manager or call somebody. Somebody will help you out. That's like a good thing. Also at the beginning, you might feel like it's hard to get a hold to Stevens. But honestly, to me, I think because it's like maybe 20-30 office people and it's 1,000 drivers. So now I kind of understand like everybody calling. Like it is what it is. You just gotta wait. Like sometimes like they answer right away, then sometimes it might take a little longer. But I mean, end of the day, they gonna answer the phone. That's all I'm gonna say. They gonna answer the phone. I don't have no problem getting in touch with my manager. So like Monday through Friday, you always can call your manager. They have an extension where you can call directly to them, and either they on the phone or they not. So that's the thing. What can I say? How was what else for the beginning? Oh, at the beginning, since they give you a care package and you might went to school or the refresher course, the program, you have to, pay that stuff back. So now I done paid most of everything back. I got like maybe $200 left on the refresher course, and that'll be paid by October. Every week is like a small amount, $25 at my check. So that's one thing. When you first start, you're gonna be paying the stuff back, but it's not gonna be nothing too crazy. You still gonna get like, a decent amount of money. So I say that. I'm trying to see what else versus the beginning. Like, I'm just talking about the stuff at the beginning. I'm gonna talk about the now in a minute. So at the beginning, what else? What else I had to learn? Cause I'm learning, as we in the truck, and I should have been recording sometimes at the stuff. Oh, I will say also make sure you do your pre-trip, because if you get pulled over, they'll know if you did your pre-trip or not. Now it's different if maybe a light or something just went out, or like, let me see, how can I say it? A trailer light is out or something, and you get pulled over for something like that, and you get pulled over maybe like an hour or two later, it's just like, I thought you did your pre-trip. So when you do your pre-trip, just make sure you take at least 3-4 minutes on your pre-trip, walk around the truck, pop the hood, check your tires, and make sure everything good on your truck before you take off, because the pre-trip gonna matter. You don't want to take off and you got like a flat tire or anything like that, because either you're gonna get pulled into a weigh station, or if you get pulled over and you got a flat tire, that's a violation. I don't know if they'll give you a ticket for that or not. I haven't had that problem, but I have pulled into a scale before because one of my tires was flat. But that's because I had a small nail, and when I did the pre-trip, it was good. I mean, I didn't see no nail. Unfortunately, by the time I got to a scale, like maybe 3-4 hours later of driving, they basically were saying it was a flat. So he couldn't find a hole or anything like that. But when I got the tire replaced, they found like it was a small nail. So if you get pulled into the scale, normally they probably ain't gonna let you leave. You're gonna have to fix whatever's wrong with your truck right then and there. So I had to call roadside. Then somebody had to come out with a tire, and they changed it for me. So also, I would say at the beginning, you're gonna learn that all these places, like when you go for tires or any type of shop and stuff like that, a lot of this stuff out here, to me, is not so fast. Most people out here not moving to hurry up and complete whatever you need, or like, I had to learn. Well, I'm always been a patient guy, but you got to learn that everybody really, to me, just going at their own pace. So patience, you just gotta have the patience. If you in a rush with everything, it's probably not gonna work, because you're gonna be having an attitude and all type of stuff. You don't want to have an attitude, then got problems with the truck. It's gonna mess up your mental. That's all I'm gonna say. What else at the beginning that I kind of noticed? I would say at the beginning too, I was spending money on food, and you gonna learn some food gonna mess up your stomach out here. You don't want to be in the truck and you gotta pull over because your stomach just too messed up, or you don't want to be drinking and stuff while you driving and you gotta use the bathroom. Yeah, you can go pull over to the gas station or whatever, go use it, but the more money you make is the more that door is closed. That driver door, you need to keep that driver door closed and get your miles out the way, and then of course after like 3-4 hours you might want to take your 30. Okay, cool, but you don't want to have to deal with extra stuff while you driving, because that's gonna mess up your time. Not really mess up your time, but that's gonna slow you down. That's what I'm gonna say. So I had to learn at the beginning, you gotta manage your money, a little different. Like, I'm spending money every day. Like, I might have stuff in my truck, but I don't want to eat stuff in my truck. I'm not a person who just like noodles and sandwiches and stuff like that. So I like the Taco Bell, the McDonald's, and the fast food. I like that. Or some fruit. They be having the fresh fruit. So I like that, but I learned that I gotta spend less, because at the beginning, if you're not making as much and you spending all your money at these stores, you're gonna be broke at the end of the day. And then it's gonna be like, dang, Steve is not paying me, I guess, good. Some people might feel like they ain't paying you good, but once you see your stub and stuff like that and see what you done, you gonna kind of understand. Then if you not manage your money, you ain't gonna realize you spending an extra $200-300 every week just on random stuff. Yeah, it's cool to get souvenirs and stuff out here. Like, I got like maybe 10-15 with souvenirs in my bag, but then I realized I'm gonna be out here for a while. So at this point, I get stuff here and there, and I just give them to my family or friends and stuff like that. But hey, I went to Pennsylvania. Hey, I went to Oklahoma. Like, because some people, they don't leave the state or even think about leaving. And the trucking, it's a different thing or whatever. It's not. Some people don't have goals to leave. That's all I'm saying. How can I? What else can I say? What I learned? At the beginning, also, you have to learn how to keep your MPGs up, because they got stops where you got to get your gas. So if you don't keep your MPGs up and stuff like that, you might run out of gas. It was a time where I was in Pennsylvania. It was my first, I think, 60 to 90 days. I think I was in Pennsylvania or somewhere in the area where it was a bunch of hills. And I had got the gas they told me and stuff like that. And around that time you don't have cruise control. So I'm going up hills and stuff, but I'm also low on gas. I get 5 miles away from the Love's, and next you know, like, I'm on a hill, the truck basically like shut off, like, and I'm like, ooh. Then after that, I believe it started to lock up, so I had to cut my hazards on, pull over to the side. It ain't just like no crazy stop. You already on the hill, so you going slow anyway. And I had to pull over to the side, and I had to call roadside. That was my first time just experiencing, like, I ran out of gas. So yeah, you just gotta try to, I would say, try not to go up and down in speed when you go into these places. You gotta keep a steady speed, because that'll mess up your MPGs. And that running out of gas feeling is not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling, because I was in this good situation where the Love's, they came to give me gas. I was 5 miles away, so it took them maybe 45 minutes to an hour to get to me, and I was already ahead of my schedule to make it to the shipper. So it wasn't too crazy, but I'm thinking, like, if I was like further away, it would have taken him longer. I would have to drive a little later, or if I would have came out a little later, I was gonna be late to the appointment. And yeah, like, so it's a lot of things that come into play. Versus, let's talk about now. How is it for me now? Now, I mean, I got the hang of it. It's simple. Pick up, stop at gas stations, and then drop off. You know, you gotta, you know, scale out that every load. You gotta get washouts after every load. One of the apps that I use to help me, I would say TruckerPath. TruckerPath helped me with like finding parking to see if the parking places are full. Also, you can check the restaurants and stuff like that before you get there ahead of time. Stevens, you know, they want you to use Copilot for sure, so you can use Copilot for your GPS. And you can, I say, you know, check out TruckerPath when you ever got free time, if you want to download the app and stuff like that. It got like different stuff that you use. It'll have like trip planning and stuff like that on there too, so if you want to learn how to trip plan on your route a little better, you can do it that way. What else I learned versus now? At the beginning, when I first started, I didn't really have much in my truck. I didn't have a TV and a game and laptop and stuff like that. Versus now, I got my laptop. My game is actually at the crib, but I got my I got my laptop. I got my Wi-Fi too. I learned my trainer had Wi-Fi, so he kind of put me on Wi-Fi, but he had T-Mobile, and T-Mobile didn't go for my area, so I had got Verizon. So I got the Verizon. I got the LED lights that hang down every now and then. I use some tape every now and then. I still gotta, you know, I got the microwave. The only thing I don't got is the fridge. I mean, I just didn't feel like paying for that right now. That'll be another thing too. When you first start, if you got some stuff already at the crib, I say, you know, try to, you know, put in your truck versus getting your checks right away and spending all your money on, you know, trying to customize your truck or make yourself at home right away. At least, you know, save up some checks first. At least save like, you know, 1 or 2 checks, and then maybe, you know, buy something here and there. Cause with me, some of this stuff I already had. Really, like the TV, it's a 32-inch. I already had that. I had to add the microwaves or the Wi-Fi in the truck, and then I had to buy me some twin size sheets. I don't know if this is considered the twin or it's a full. I think it's like full, because if I get the twin size sheets, I think it sometimes it'd be too small, so I gotta get the one that says something about maybe full or something like that. But I mean, it's cool. I'm still working on maybe making my truck a little more better at home, because right now I still haven't got that comfortable yet. And I got a new truck, so I haven't really just did too much. I try not to do too much to get super comfortable, because yeah, technically I'm living out the truck, but I don't know, I try to feel like I'm working at the end of the day. I try to keep a mindset of like, the goal is not to just stay comfortable and, you know, get too comfortable. You always want to, you know, try to go for better and stuff like that. So that's what my logic be. At the beginning also, I didn't have any workout equipment or anything like that. I was just like, I'm somebody who don't gain a lot of weight and stuff like that. But if you gain a lot of weight, you might want to think about, because now I got dumbbells in my truck. I got 2 15-pound weights. It ain't much, but you know, if you do 100 of them on each arm, it'll be a lot. I got a mat where I can do some push-ups and stuff like that. So if you somebody who do come out here and eat a lot and stuff like that, and you think about your health, you either want to get a Planet Fitness membership, or get some type of dumbbells, or do you a little jog and stuff out here, because you don't want to be out here dealing with health problems. And like this, I don't know, like that's not good. You don't want to be able to deal with health problems. What else can I say? The difference between then and now. At the beginning, you're gonna learn what places traffic is bad, what places parking fill up fast, versus now I kind of understand, you know, about parking and stuff like that. I would say I used to like to drive more in the daytime because I'm a, you know, day shift type of person, but now I actually like to drive more at night because there's less traffic and to get more miles. And depending on where I'm at, like if I'm in New York or New Jersey or maybe California, I really don't want to drive in the day for real, because it's so much traffic in Atlanta too. Oh yeah, it's so much traffic. Well, I just prefer night. Now you're gonna get more miles and stuff like that, but everybody different. You don't gotta drive at night or whatever. Steve, like, I have an appointment, like right now I got an appointment at 11:30 tomorrow, so I'll basically be driving in the morning. Yesterday I started driving around like, I think like 9 o'clock, just to get to where I'm at now, and I stopped at like maybe 2 o'clock. So it ain't, you know, nothing crazy or whatever, but I'm thinking if I would have drove there like at 5, I probably would have got there at 11 or 12, and it probably wouldn't be as much parking. Some places, you know. But that's the trucker path. It'll tell you that. It'll kind of help you and show you what people are putting in, saying if it's full or not. Trying to see. I'm like, you know, this is one of those videos. I'm just trying to get y'all the game. Now some stuff is kind of like, you gonna start learning. Some stuff is kind of common sense. How can I put it? Like, I would say read the reviews, because you don't want to get somewhere and you might see trucks on the side, but it's no pilot and stuff on the, you know, near, and the place will tell you, you know, park on the side. But so stuff like that, you want to call your manager, ask like, hey, where do I park? Because there's no, you know, parking at the shipper. You can ask, but it's sometimes like certain stuff I really want to ask. Like certain stuff you just got to really think like, what you think your manager will say, or what's the best thing to do. Like, you know, don't park in no dark area, of course, but if you see like a little staging area with more trucks and you at a shipper, I mean, just park right there. It's not like, you know, rocket science. Or if you go somewhere and I'm trying to see, if you go to like a Love's or Pilot or whatever, and you see you ran out of hours and there's no parking, you might have to create a spot and maybe talk to the people inside the Love's, and they'll tell you if you good or not, until somebody, you know, move or whatever. Take your little 2 or 3 hour nap, and then somebody might move, and then, you know, you park in a spot. I don't be having that type of problem, but I do see a few trucks out here, and, you know, they'll carry some parking spots. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I just know when to drive and when not to drive. Also at the beginning versus now, your mind probably be thinking about a lot of stuff, and you trying to figure out a lot of stuff, versus now, I mean, I don't think about too much. Like, it's not much to think about. It's simple. I'm telling you, pick up, get the load, scale at your nearest place, and then head to the shipper or the receiver, head to the next place. And then between that time or whatever, you know, you got to take your 30 and you got to stop somewhere for fuel, and then to take your 10-hour break. And yeah, that just some of the things, the difference between then and now. If I have anything else to give to y'all, or if y'all have any questions, just drop them down below. You know, I will answer them. I see YouTube also push like negative when you talk about Stevens. Like, that's the most views I got on a video when I say the bad. So I don't want my channel to be about the bad. I try to focus more on the good. So I don't know, like, how did I get 1,000? I got 1,000 views off a bad topic. And I mean, I might have to cook bake 1 or 2 times just to see if I can get 1,000 again. But yeah, this pretty much the end of this video. Just thank y'all for tuning in. I'm telling y'all, we're on the road, 100 videos, 1,000 subscribers. I feel like we can do it. Any questions, just drop them down below. I'm gonna answer them. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. If y'all get bored or anything, just watch some of the older videos. I try to answer the questions that people been having. If you got, before you ask your question, just watch the old video, look at the title and stuff like that. If I'm making 20-30 minute videos, 9 times out of 10 I'm talking a lot, I'm giving out some game, and you know, it's beneficial to the next driver. Alright, it's your boy Sugar again. Peace. I'm out.